Most of us, in fact, all of us, would like to bring out the grandest version of ourselves. But very often, we try to do that without really understanding the structure of the self. So, before we talk about personal improvement or growth, let's pause for a moment and look at how the self actually looks like. As you look at this slide, I invite you to visualize yourself inside this image. This is how the self looks like, not as a concept or a theory, but as you, your inner world. Your self is not one solid block. It has four distinct quadrants or four rooms of awareness. Let's begin with room number one. If I ask you to imagine you as you, where you are standing, and look at your room number one. Room number one is the part of you that you know about yourself and that others also know, at least partially. In Johari terminology, this is called the arena. It is your public self. This includes your visible personality, your communication style, your roles, and the way you usually define yourself. If someone asked you, "Who are you?" this is the room you would most naturally speak from. This room feels familiar. It feels comfortable. It feels safe because this is the part of the self we consciously manage. This room answers a simple question: where am I today? Self development does not begin by rejecting this room. It begins by becoming aware of it. Because only when you clearly see where you are can you consciously move beyond it. As you stay with this image, ask yourself quietly, is this the only room I live from? Now let's look at room number two. Can you see your room number two from the space you're standing? Probably not. Can others see your room number two clearly? Yes. Room number two represents a part of your personality that others can see, but you cannot. This is called the blind self. These are not things that are wrong with you. These are aspects of your tone, your reactions, your body language, or your emotional impact that are visible to others but invisible to you. Have you ever heard feedback like, "You didn't realize you came across that way"? That feedback is pointing to room number two. Your intention may be positive, but the impact experienced by others may be different. Most misunderstandings in relationships and workplaces live here. This is why feedback matters, not because we are flawed, but because we cannot see our own blind spots. There are tools and techniques that help us step into another person's perspective, allowing us to see ourselves as others experience us. This is how room number two slowly becomes visible. Now shift your attention to room number three. Room number three is the part of you that neither you nor others can see. This is the unknown self, pure potential. This room holds untapped resources, hidden strengths, and dormant potential. Think of moments in your life when you surprised yourself, when you handled a situation better than expected, stayed calm in a crisis, or discovered a strength you never knew you had. This room reminds us that the mind holds far more potential than we consciously access. And with the right experiences, reflections, and inner work, if they are guided, these resources begin to reveal themselves. Now let's look at room number four. Room number four is the part of you that you are aware of, but others are not. This is the hidden self. If you try and look at your room number 4, you'll be able to look at it, but it is the hidden self which you would not like others to see. These are your private thoughts, emotions, fears, and vulnerabilities, things you may not feel safe expressing openly. This does not mean there is something wrong with you. It simply means you're protecting parts of yourself. But now ask yourself an important question. What happens if this room becomes too large? When the hidden self keeps growing, it creates inner pressure. A lot of mental and emotional energy that could have been used creatively or productively gets consumed in suppression. In environments where people do not feel safe to express themselves, effectiveness reduces. Not because people are incapable, but because their energy is locked inside. This is why safe conversations and coaching matter. They create a neutral space where hidden thoughts and emotions can be acknowledged without judgment and where untapped strengths can begin to emerge. Now, when we look at the self as a whole, something important becomes clear. Self development is not about fixing yourself. It's not about forcing change or becoming someone else. Self development is about the expansion of awareness. It's about making the blind visible, allowing the hidden to be expressed safely, and discovering the unknown. As awareness expands, behavior reorganizes naturally. We are not just one room, we are a living inner architecture constantly evolving. And when we understand the structure, the grandest version of ourselves begin to emerge, not through pressure, but through clarity. There are tools, including NLP based approaches, that help people expand awareness and work with these inner boundaries safely. And if you would like to explore this further, you can comment below or reach out. We will guide you toward what feels appropriate for you, and that's the personal development journey. Thank you very much.